everyone! If you haven't seen our previous videos, my name is Bella.
And my name's Ava.
My name is Cheryl.
Today we'll be discussing what we learned from our third session of active learning from the incredible guidance of Sarah Lundgren and Lacey Shannon.
Yes, it is important to understand how to interact with students to allow for them to further explore as an independent learner.
We call this breaking the code for supporting learning, or facilitating play. As active learning facilitators, it is our job to help set up the right environment for learners of all abilities to explore body awareness, motor learning, spatial awareness, directionality, textures, and sounds.
It is important to recognize, though, that as facilitators, we must be present for their individual learning, not interfere. It is about being observant, patient, and recognizing simple means of communication, especially when the individual is nonverbal. Some things such as slapping their thigh or repeating phrases could reflect different emotions depending on the individual.
So what does it mean to be a facilitator? If any of you have ever taken care of someone younger or possibly even older, you know that almost everything can seem like a dangerous accident waiting to happen. But it is important to recognize that risk is part of play and especially a part of learning.
Ava and I both teach younger kids in dance classes.
And it can be scary to help a little kid, maybe 5 or 6, how to do something like a bridge or cartwheel. What if they fall or hurt themselves?
But it's important to take some risks to make progress in learning. This applies strongly to individuals with developmental disabilities because they may be developmentally as little as 2 or 3 years old. As facilitators of active learning, we have to be present, know the learner, and create a setting where individuals can be successful and safe.
It is about knowing the individual and what is safe for them, while also allowing for risks to grow and progress as a learner. It's about trial and error to find what one student may be curious about, especially when some students' developmental age differs so much from their chronological age.
It is about helping students problem solve when they are exploring something new, acknowledging their uncertainty and reassuring them in their capability to preserve and learn. So, to sum it up, what are some simple aspects of facilitating play?
Well, facilitating play includes observing interests, setting up the environment, reading cues, noticing the engagement, giving time and space for self-exploration, responding to requests for interaction, and encouraging active participation and engagement, even if this means without talking for individuals that are nonverbal.
We can actually sum this up further with Dr. Lily Nielsen's active learning model that describes the first 5 levels of facilitation of play. Depending on the individual, you may get to different levels. It is all about the learner's comfortability as an active learner. Level 1 is parallel play, which acts as offering to join play and play together. There are no demands. It is simply the facilitator playing by themselves parallel to the student, so the student can choose to join in if they please.
Next is level 2, imitation. This is the time where the student has accepted the facilitator's offering to play together, and the facilitator and student are engaged in the same activity, but may not be interacting just yet. Level 3 is interaction, where both the facilitator and active learner are collaborating to play and explore together.
Level 4 is generally not reached until the developmental age of 2 or up, but it includes sharing the work. It teaches the importance of taking turns to develop relationships, allowing the active learner to take up responsibility. Finally, level 5 is called consequence. It means that the facilitator should not stop the student in their process of learning. The individual must have the freedom to fully understand their actions and the events that they are a part of. This means if a student is playing with a spoon and drops it, don't catch it. That would be limiting their learning.
Instead, let the student hear the sound of the spoon drop and understand the effects. This is where they are actively learning. As a facilitator, we must get into what we call the play zone. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Instead, get to know each other with no demands.
Exactly! We have noticed that unfortunately, anytime a student is chronologically older with a younger developmentally age, they become passive learners. This is because adults teach them to be completely dependent on others for their learning. Active learning is a push to change this and instead allow individuals to learn at their own pace.
Not everyone moves at the same pace through these levels, especially in stress. It is common for individuals to actually revert to simpler levels when they are under stress, and that's totally understandable. It's important as facilitators to recognize this and not put any limitations or demands on their learning.
Yes, it is about limiting the number of things the active learner can't do or must do, and instead allow for their own personal choice and interests. Of course, there are some time-pressured responsibilities in the day that are unavoidable, like taking medicine or making meals, but it's about prioritizing what needs to get done and what the student can independently get through at their own pace.
So remember, the amount of physical proximity, closeness, of interaction of the active learner is based on their ability. That's what being a facilitator is all about, learning about the individual. That's about it for this session. Thank you so much for watching.
Again, we are so privileged to be a part of this program, and we can't wait to share more. Thanks so much for watching.
See you soon. We hope you have a magical day.